go around trying to clear no shit up because it is what it is. As far as like, you know, I ain't about to be. Certain shit you can't entertain, bro. Especially when it's absolutely nonsense. You see what I'm saying? But you do got a lot of motherfuckers, though, that go to the internet and think that everything they see on that bitch is facts. It's not a place for facts. You can see some shit dead in your face, chat. That's not true. So you think you can't be fooled by the fucking internet, bro?
This is rapper T Grizzly, who is currently allegedly going viral for impregnating and then having his aunt unalived. At least that is what pseudo-internet detectives are alleging. And while that is crazy enough, the deeper down the rabbit hole you go, the stranger this story gets. This is the story of T Grizzly, a story that starts with a tragic loss and spirals into a diabolical mystery of loyalty, betrayal, and secrets so dark they're now being laid bare in a court of law.
First came home, I had asked a lot of people in my family for a chance, because this is what I was really trying to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, can y'all help buy me a beat? I really want to rap, you know what I'm saying? A lot of them just wasn't taking me serious. Like, you better go get a job, what you trying to rap for, and all this other stuff.
Right. And she believed in you.
She believed in me. She was the only one. That first day out video, she paid for the video, bought the outfit I had on in the video, everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So
she was a sweetheart. She was a good person. She was the type of person that would look out for you, do whatever, you know, she could to help you.
Bushman, host of The Bushman Show on 97.9 WJLB, first got to know Jobina Brown 3 years ago. He called her JB. She was the manager and aunt of Detroit rapper T Grizzly. She also managed Detroit rapper Sada Baby. Sources say on Tuesday night around 9:30, the 41-year-old was sitting in a Chrysler 300 with two other men here on 3 Mile just off of Mac. Police say as one of the men got out of the car, she was shot and killed.
JB, I love you. I miss you, but I will never forget about you. You were a queen and you were awesome.
Jobina Brown trusted the ride that day, but it became her last. Gunshots suddenly filled the street in Detroit. The car windows shattered. Everything turned loud and scary in seconds. Inside the car was T Grizzly, driving, and beside him sat his aunt Jobina Brown. She never saw it coming. The attack was quick, cruel, and deadly. When the noise stopped, Jobina was gone. But who was Jobina Brown? She was not just a name in the news. She was a kind and strong woman. She helped raise T Grizzly and stood by him when life was hard. She believed in him when he had nothing. Later, she became his manager, guiding his music career and helping him succeed. She was like a second mother, always protecting, always supporting. People who knew her said she was loving, smart, and hardworking. She cared deeply about her family and wanted them to do well in life. She stayed close to T Grizzly, making sure he stayed focused and safe. That is why her loss hurt so much. This was not just a crime story. It was a loss of a woman who meant everything to someone. If you are drawn to true crime stories that reveal hidden truths, we invite you to subscribe. Your support enables us to share real cases, raise awareness, and give a voice to those who can no longer speak for themselves. Before we begin, tell us in the comments where you are watching from and share your thoughts as the story unfolds. Welcome to Spotlight Crime, a place where we examine cases that shake communities and reveal what often remains hidden behind closed doors. Real stories, real people, real impact. Subscribe today and turn on notifications so you won't miss what comes next. Jobina Brown was a woman known by her full name and by the people close to her. She lived her life as a private person, but she became widely known because of her connection to T Grizzly. She was his aunt, and she also worked as his manager. This means she helped guide his music work and handled important parts of his career. She was not a celebrity on her own, but she played a key role behind the scenes. Her identity was built around family, work, and support for someone she believed in. Jobina Brown had a strong and direct relationship with T Grizzly. As his aunt, she was part of his family from a young age. As his manager, she became part of his professional life when his music career started to grow. She helped him make decisions, organize his work, and stay on track. She was someone he trusted both at home and in business. This dual role made her very close to him. She was present in many parts of his life, which gave her a position of influence and responsibility. In his career, Jobina Brown handled important tasks that helped things run smoothly. She worked on planning, communication, and coordination. She made sure schedules were followed and helped manage day-to-day activities. She supported his progress and helped him move forward step by step. Her role was not just small support, it was active and involved. Without someone in that position, it can be harder for an artist to stay organized. This leads to a key question. How important was she to T. Grizzly's success? Her involvement suggests she had a strong impact on how things were handled. People who knew Jobina Brown describe her as hardworking and focused. She took her responsibilities seriously and stayed committed to her tasks. In her family, she played the role of supporter and guide. She helped where she was needed and stayed reliable. Her reputation was based on being dependable and steady. She did not seek public attention, but her work showed through results. She was known for staying close to her family and helping them grow. This brings up another important question. Did her role make her a target? Being close to someone in the public eye can increase visibility, and that can sometimes bring risk and things he has seen. He grew up in Detroit, a place where many people work hard to survive. His early life was not easy, and this shaped the way he thinks and speaks in his music. He built his name by sharing his story in a direct and honest way that many people could understand. His journey in the music world started when one of his songs gained a lot of attention online. The song spread quickly, and many listeners began to follow his work. From there, he continued to release more music and built a strong fan base. He signed deals, worked with other artists, and improved his reach. His rise was steady because he stayed focused on his style. He kept making music that connected with people, and this helped him grow step by step into a recognized name in the industry. Before his success, he had legal problems that affected his life path. He spent time in prison for charges related to theft. This period changed how he saw life and made him think about different choices. After leaving prison, he focused more on his music career. The environment he came from included crime and limited opportunities, which played a part in his early decisions. These experiences later became part of the stories he told in his songs, helping listeners understand his background. He shared a strong connection with Jobina Brown, who was both his aunt and his manager. Their relationship was built on trust and regular contact. She helped him stay organized and supported his work decisions. He relied on her for guidance, and she stayed close to his daily activities. This connection meant she was often present in his personal and professional life. Their partnership showed how family and business can work together in a structured way. His way of life brought attention from many people, including fans and others who watched his movements. This leads to an important question. Did his lifestyle increase the risk around him? Being active in the public, I can create both support and unwanted focus. Another question is whether fame played a role in what happened. As his name grew larger, more people became aware of him and those around him. On August 20th, 2019, a normal day turned into a crime scene in Detroit. T. Grizzly was driving a car through the city. Sitting in the front passenger seat was his aunt, Jobina Brown. Another person was also inside the vehicle, seated in the back. The road was active, and nothing unusual was reported before the incident. The group was moving through the city as part of a routine drive. There were no clear warning signs at that moment. The environment appeared normal, and there was no visible threat nearby as they continued along their route. As the car moved forward, the situation changed very fast. Another vehicle or person approached and began firing shots toward their car. The attack happened quickly, with no time for reaction. The sound of gunfire filled the area, and the car was hit multiple times. Glass broke, and the vehicle was damaged. Inside, there was no clear way to avoid the attack. The shooting lasted only a short time, but the result was serious. Jobina Brown was struck during the gunfire. T. Grizzly was not hit, and the person in the back seat also survived. The driver continued moving to get away from the danger. This raises a direct question. Was the attack sudden or expected? Another important question follows. Did the shooter follow them before opening fire? After the gunfire stopped, the scene showed clear signs of violence. The vehicle had visible bullet marks, and broken glass was scattered. The location where the shooting took place became an active investigation area. Emergency response teams arrived to secure the space and assist those involved. The situation was treated as a targeted act rather than a random event. The position of the shots and the direction of fire suggested the attacker aimed directly at the vehicle. There was no indication of warning shots or accidental discharge. Everything pointed to a focused action against the occupant of the car. Witnesses in the area reported hearing loud gunshots and seeing a fast-moving situation. Some describe a vehicle leaving the scene quickly after the attack. These reports helped officers begin forming an early understanding of what happened. Law enforcement started collecting items from the scene, including bullet casings and fragments. The damaged car itself became key evidence. Each mark on the vehicle helped show the direction and pattern of the shots. Officers documented the area carefully, noting positions, distances, and any objects connected to the event. The early findings raised more questions for investigators. What clues did investigators find first? The physical evidence, such as shell casings and impact points, helped build the first timeline. Did anything suggest a planned hit? The way the attack was carried out, along with a direct focus on the car, pointed toward preparation rather than chance. These details guided the next steps in the investigation, as officers worked to identify the person responsible and understand the full sequence of events. After the shooting took place in Detroit, police officers arrived at the scene and secured the area. They began by looking at the car, the road, and anything left behind. Early ideas were formed based on what was seen. Some officers thought it could be a robbery attempt, while others believed it may have been a planned attack. Officials spoke to the public and shared basic facts without giving too many details. News outlets quickly reported the event, spreading the story across different platforms. Reports focused on one key question. Was T. Grizzly the main target, or was something else the reason behind the shooting? As the case moved forward, investigators worked to find the person responsible. They reviewed camera footage, checked phone records, and spoke to witnesses. During this process, a suspect named Kevin Allen was identified. His name came up through collected evidence and links found during the investigation. Officers connected him to the scene using information gathered from different sources. Once enough details were confirmed, law enforcement moved in and made an arrest. This step raised new questions. Was he working by himself, or was he part of a bigger plan? Authorities then focused on understanding why the crime happened. One idea suggested that the act was meant to be a robbery. Another report pointed to a planned attack, where someone may have been paid to carry it out. These details made the situation more complex. Investigators looked into possible connections, trying to see if others were involved behind the scenes. The idea of a hired act led to deeper checks into communication and planning before the incident. At the same time, confusion remained about the real target. Jobina Brown was the one who lost her life, but it was not fully clear if she was meant to be the victim. Some findings suggested the focus may have been on someone else in the vehicle. This created uncertainty about whether the outcome matched the original plan. Officers continued to examine every detail to understand what truly happened. In the end, the case brought up two key questions that guided the investigation. Was Jobina Brown the intended victim, or was she caught in a situation meant for another person? And if there was a plan in place, they pointed out gaps and asked if the proof clearly showed guilt. The prosecution, on the other hand, explained how each piece of evidence connected step by step. This leads to key questions. Was there enough evidence for conviction? And what was the strongest proof presented in court? After both sides finished presenting their arguments, the case moved to a decision stage. The court reviewed all the facts, statements, and records that were shared. The final outcome was a conviction. This means the court found the suspect responsible based on the evidence provided. A sentence was then given according to the law. This marked the official end of the legal process in this case. The decision closed the courtroom phase, but also raised more questions. Was justice fully served based on the outcome? Could this crime have been prevented if earlier actions had been taken? Following the case, T. Grizzly made public responses about what happened. He spoke about the situation and continued his work in music. The incident became a turning point in his personal and professional life. He released songs that reference the event, including tracks that focus on a loss and its effect on him. His career continued, but with changes in how he approached his work and surroundings. This brings up important questions. How did this loss affect his life decisions? And did he change his lifestyle after the incident? The wider public also reacted in many ways. Fans share their thoughts across different platforms. Discussions took place online, where people talk about the case and its outcome. News outlets reported updates as the case moved forward, keeping the story in public view. The situation became part of a larger conversation about safety and violence in public spaces. Many people use this case to talk about risks that can happen in everyday situations. This leads to broader questions. Why do cases like this gain so much attention? And what does it say about safety in public spaces? If this story has kept your attention, do not forget to like this video and share it with others. For more true crime stories that uncover the mysteries behind tragic events, subscribe to our channel and activate the notification bell to stay updated with our latest investigations, reports, and discussions. Thank you for joining us in this pursuit of truth and justice. Together, we can shed light where darkness remains. Until next time, stay safe and stay vigilant.